If I don't need your help, I'm not going to ask for it. That was just how my parents raised me, is if you want it, go get it. Like, that's where it's at. I grew up in Spring Green, Wisconsin, just a tiny little town. It was quaint, it was simplistic. We didn't have anything fancy whatsoever. My parents were amazing. My dad has the best work ethic on the planet. And my mother was probably the most caring person that you'd ever meet. I feel like I'm the spitting image of my father. I just watched him my entire life, and he never missed a day of work. He just got up and he did it. Rain, shine, sick, not sick. It just made me realize, like, if you want to have good things in life, you just had to work for it. When I was growing up, I started working at about 9 years old. I used to pick strawberries at 5 a.m. I did a ton of babysitting. I cleaned hotel rooms, did some waitressing. I detasseled corn, and if you hate spiders, don't ever do that. I mean, you name it. I worked multiple jobs, and I learned that I was gonna have to work for anything that I wanted in my life. My parents didn't make enough money to be able to provide me with the additional things that I wanted to have. I took a careers test when I was in middle school, and it said my top thing that I was going to be was a counselor. I knew I loved people, and I didn't really know what that meant. And so what I did was I went to college and became a school counselor. The sky was the limit from there. All I wanted to do was I was never satisfied. As soon as I hit the challenge, I want to rise to the next. And in education, that was fantastic. But once you hit being a superintendent, there's really not far to go above that. And so I only stayed as a superintendent for just 2 years. I knew financially for me, I loved what I did, didn't always love the politics behind the scenes, was not quite the type of familial atmosphere that I wanted to retire in. And I remembered, like, my breaking point, talking just to another teacher, and they're like, you're almost 35 years old. You only have another 30 to 35 years, and then you're going to be able to retire. And I thought to myself, if I have to do this same thing, working 15 hours a day for the next 30 to 35 years just to retire, to break even, like, Lord help me. And so it was a huge aha moment for me. And I looked around, and some of my really good friends were in insurance, and they were making really good money, having weekends off and nights off and Fridays off and traveling, and I hadn't left the state in 10 years. I was raising everybody else's kids to barely to be able to afford paying for my own and what their needs were. And then that's when I say Symmetry found me. It was June 26th of 2015. I was actually on my first day working at Farmers Insurance Company. On my very first day of training, I got a phone call saying, hey, we have an opportunity for you. What are your thoughts on insurance? I said, I'm already in insurance, I already have a job. And just her candor and what she presented to me that Symmetry had to offer, the family style that it created for your business versus you having to work independently, honestly, the rest is history. Immediately when I started working here at Symmetry, I just felt like a weight had been lifted off of my shoulders. Symmetry buys you back. It's not just time and money, it's the quality of time. I was always around, right? I worked a lot, but I was always here. But to be able to be present and know that you're at peace with what you're doing and you're truly happy, that makes such a difference in your attitude and how you project out to others. It's on your own time, and you get to be your own boss here. And as long as you are in control, you can make things happen here that were unimaginable. Like, I couldn't have even dreamed of this, like being in this house, having my children here. I get to be mom, and that gets to intertwine with my work, and it's just the most rewarding thing. Like, it's worth every late night hour that I ever had to work here. Everything happens in your life for a reason, and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Cheers with our Domino's glasses. This is spectacular.